Hi, everyone. So yeah, we will try to give you a notion of what may be the right recipe to actually success in the NFT space. It's definitely getting tougher every day, specifically in these current market conditions. So a little bit of context about myself. So I personally started in the NFT space in 2018, actually. The company I created then was called nonfungibles.com, and historically, I'm a market research guy. So I do a lot of reporting about what's going on, what works, what doesn't work in the NFT space. So if I'm not mistaken, I bought my first NFT 2,200 days ago, when actually no one cared about NFTs. And so right now I keep doing market research through NFT18, and we joined forces with a company called NFT Studios, that is basically a tech company that handled all the jobs for Tom Sachs, Akatao, Pack, and people like that. So I'm not a tech guy myself. I'm more of a strategy market research guy. So yeah, that's basically some of the company we worked with. So we've seen a lot of success and a lot of fails too. Yeah, I mean, I won't be too long on that, but yeah, I'm personally responsible of all the go-to-market strategy, what is the right pricing, supply, how you should approach the market, based not only on my feeling, but as well on concrete data out of our reports. And all the tech stuff I'm told by people way more clever than I am, and that's how we do the magic. And that's some of the reports I personally publish. That's all about myself. So, how do you success? The first thing you should do, and honestly, that's surprising, but most people don't do it. They don't even define what is a success. Just set a goal before. And the first thing you should do, as I said, is to set goals. You have different kind of goals. But from my experience, I've been working with brands like Warner Brothers, with Disney as well. And some of them they don't have a single clue of what was their goal. So when I jumped into the project, most of them were like, okay, so is it a success or not? I mean, I don't know. Do you compare yourself to Board Ape Club? Do you compare yourself to some other brands that made good? What was your goal? And usually, they just don't know, which is surprising. So basically, you have two kind of goals. Qualitative, like you just want to make a POC, a proof of concept, that could basically have a positive impact in terms of visibility for your brand. So send a signal of innovation, engagement with new audience. Things like that are quite tough to measure. Let's be honest. But it's just about what is the global feeling around your drop, your operation. On the other end, you may have quantitative goals, and that's fine. You may just want to make money as a brand. It's completely fine as well. But then you just have to be clear about what is your exact goal. Is it to make like 10 million? Sorry, it's not possible anymore. If you just want to have, I don't know, that many orders, or just to have assets that increase in terms of value, that may be a goal. It doesn't really matter. The only thing is that you have to be clear about what you expect out of that. And then you will be able to identify if you go further or not. And if you haven't reached your goal, why? What happened? Is it market conditions? Is it the value proposition? Is it because you had unrealistic expectations? All of that is possible. And then the metrics, and that's basically where my core of expertise is what is the good metric to identify to measure your performance. And in terms of qualitative, so you have the feedback, the media coverage, the feeling of your community. So all of that can be measured with, let's say, objective metrics, even if it's definitely tough. But in terms of quantitative metrics, and let's be honest, that's what most people are looking at, the exact profit you've made, the number of orders, and sometimes we try to propose some a little bit more advanced metrics, like the ownership duration, how long people hold the asset before reselling it. So do you have a community composed of traders or long-term holders? It's something we can measure. And sometimes we've been asked for metrics like the average profit and loss per owner, which is a bit weird because actually it means that you are measuring if your traders are making good. That's not what I would recommend, to be honest, as a metric. There's obviously a lot of other metrics, but that's the one we have been asked for the most. Something you have to deal with to measure your success and to basically identify if you are making good or not is who is the audience, who is building this NFT community. So that's a poll we've run 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, on about like 500 NFT holders. And we've basically asked them for their main reason to buy an NFT. You will not be surprised that 36% buy NFT for the financial potential. It may be a bit less today. But on one end, it's definitely a lot, 36%, so that's basically the main reason why people buy an NFT, but it's only 1/3. It means that 2/3 of people basically buy for other reasons, because they want to support, because they really love the asset, because they want to be part of a community. There's a lot of other reasons for people, for research, for curiosity, to buy an NFT, which is not only for the money. So there is a positive signal there. You will be facing with people that don't trade. Some of them just are there for the good reasons. But we ask them another question, which is, how do you perceive yourself? That's the reason why you buy, but how do you perceive yourself? And in that case, only 8% consider themselves as traders. So it means that basically 1/3 of people buy for financial reason, but no, they're not traders. They just buy for financial reasons. Let's be honest. So most people consider themselves as collectors, newbies, but I think it's some sort of a impostor syndrome. For research, because it was in 2021, 2022, it was quite a bit new. So at that stage, I think that a lot of people were like, okay, I just try, I'm not really sure. But the interesting thing is that people buy for financial reason, but they don't consider themselves as trader. And that's the reality of the NFT ecosystem. You will have to deal with people like that. So your success will depend on people that may buy to make money, but will never tell you why they buy. So if we summarize things, why people purchase NFTs? The first reason is obviously for speculation. And that's, in my opinion, one of the main reasons why NFT had this kind of bubble burst. For social reasons, because they want to be part of a community. We've seen that with Bored Apes and a lot of other communities. For the utility, and I would say that's basically the main trend for this new era of NFTs. And the last one is something that is not new, is for the collection. Collection is not only related to NFTs. We've seen a lot of collections for almost everything. But that's, I would say, the 4 main reasons why people purchase NFTs today. And of course, speculation is definitely not what it used to be. So let's give you concrete examples of one thing that could be seen as a success, which is not a success in my opinion, and I have another case study right after. So these are reports, these are projects I've worked on, I've studied them, but I don't hold anything here. So nobody. Does someone know about this project? Nobody? Yeah, nobody, of course, as usual. And that's surprising because actually nobody is a Hong Kong-based project. That's a collectible thing. They launched in February 2024. They had a total volume of 13,000 ETH, which is massive. In 2 weeks, they made 13,000 ETH. But it was a deposit system where you have to basically put your ETH in a temporary wallet, and they received 8.3 million. But just look, no one has heard about them. First thing, it was not for our market. It was an Asian-based market project. So they reached out basically 172% of their goal. And they sold out their 10K NFT in 2 hours. That's something actually super massive that I guess most projects would like to achieve. But in my opinion, this is not an actual success. That's just something that has been made, let's say, by degens for degens. Because, oh, come on, yep. What is the utility? I love this one. It's actually you have a chance to become part of nobody. You will participate in the project development, enjoy privileges, including but not limited to proposing, co-creating, voting, and creating. It says nothing. It's absolutely nothing. There is absolutely no clear utility. But they sold out. So the thing is that this is the kind of projects where when I see this, I was basically able to tell you what was going to happen. And people dump a lot. So in this project, as I told you, it's been a massive success from a market standpoint. So they had like, I don't know, something like 8 or 10,000 wallets, something like that involved, which was super massive. 70% of people that got an asset on the primary market, they sold it within the 2 first days. So 70% of your community may be dumpers. Only 25% of holders, 3% of traders that basically bought and sold, but they haven't sold everything. And you got only 2% of collectors that basically got their asset on the primary and accumulated more. 70%, that's the reality. So you may think that on the secondary market it may be better, and that the real community, the long-term holders, will arrive on the secondary market. Yes and no. 42% arrive on the secondary market. They got nothing on the primary, and then they sold everything. That's the reality. In 2024, 42% are pure dumpers. You got 18% of traders, and still, you got 40% of people that bought and just keep accumulating new assets. But the thing is that right now, for a project like that, where the value proposition is not clear and absolutely completely unclear, even if they had a crazy marketing campaign, like extremely good campaign, it just doesn't work. So despite the big metrics, the big figures, I consider that as a fail. So why? First thing, no clear value proposition. In terms of distribution, I would say it's 99% of influence and 1% of actual value. In that case, basically you are slammed by traders and flippers, but your community is not there for the long haul. That's the reality. There's another example that I personally consider as a success, even if it may look a little more subtle. Someone have heard about merch? Yeah, no one. Okay, no worries. So Merch is a small fashion brand that just issued 960 NFTs a couple of weeks ago, actually. So they launched in April 2024. The concept is quite simple. You buy the NFT, so whitelist, then public sale, quite basic. You get a first NFT, which is some sort of a canvas by Gilbert Hernandez, who is a drawer. Then you, after a certain period, you get a reveal. Okay, nice. And the thing is that this is a generative NFT, okay? So quite simple, nothing revolutionary here. But the thing is that what you get here as a generative piece of art will actually become a real physical hoodie. And each of them, each physical hoodie will be unique, which is nothing revolutionary, but it's concrete. You get an NFT which is generative, which is unique, and you will wear something which is physical and unique too. That makes sense. So at the end of the day, you can basically feel like you're part of a community. You get something that is made of cashmere, which is unique. I mean, okay, nothing revolutionary, but small supply, clear utility. So they use a lot of the NFT codes. Like there is a post-mint reveal, there is algorithmically, you got it, generated hoodie. There's a level of scarcity, so you know this notion of usually legendary, epic, all this stuff, but it's more like if you are lucky enough, you will get a cashmere. If you're not lucky, you will get more of a cotton one. You got physical events that they had in New York, collaboration with artists, the support from fashion creators like Marc Jacobs. Yeah, they got a lot of friends like Sid Phrase, 6529, Tom Sachs people. Am I late? I'm good? Okay. And so if you look at this, so the total volume is only 14 ETH. It's nothing. On the secondary market, it's absolutely nothing. And the thing is that they sold their 960 NFTs in 3 days. So once again, if you just look at that, it's quite a small, completely humble project. But I think that's the kind of project we should consider as a success, because they've made a community that is not flipping. There is nothing like a crazy trading around them. So from a purely market standpoint, it's not a success. But they have built something long-term. So utility, super concrete, you get a physical and digital virtual hoodie. You can access VIP events, and on every hoodie you get a small NFC chipset where you can basically access physical events. Once again, it's concrete. You don't need to be a genius or a degen to understand what is going to to make for you. So the main takeaway is that you get value in physical asset. You get value in the digital one as well. They have some sort of a long-term plan to maybe be visible in a metaverse. But the interesting thing is that they don't advertise about NFTs. They are not an NFT project. They are not a DJing project. They are just a fashion brand establishing itself using technology, which is completely different. No hype, no buzz. That's probably why you never heard about them. And they just build that step by step. So, and I'm already late? Okay, one last minute. So basically, you have to approach. I would say you have a hype approach, which is, I want to be rude, but the collectibles approach, where you make a lot of marketing, a lot of hype, you skyrocket, you moon, and then everyone forgets about you. Or you have a long-term approach, which is basically not putting all your effort into marketing, but put your effort into building something that will actually make sense. And consider this as an investment. You may not be profitable day one. Your project will success over time. And that's basically I would say the baseline of everything I've showed you. It will take time. And then one day you will definitely success. And that's all for me. Thank you.